Welcome to the Infinite Campus teacher video on navigation, favorites, and search. In this video, we'll learn how to navigate Infinite Campus, save favorites, search for Infinite Campus tools, and search for student data. Three tabs display on the left panel of the screen in Infinite Campus. The first tab is your main menu. The main menu displays all tools that a user has access to. The next tab is Favorites. Any item that you've marked as a favorite displays on the Favorites panel. The third tab is your Recent Tools. The Recent Tools panel will display the top 10 recent tools that you visited. As an example, we will click on the star in the Teaching Center and mark it as a favorite. Now, when we navigate to the Favorites panel, we will see that the Teaching Center has been identified as a favorite. Additionally, when we move to the Current Tools panel, the Teaching Center displays at the top of the current tools, indicating it was the most recent item visited. However, if we click on Roster, which is also recently visited, it now bumps up to the very top of our recent tools. You may not need to identify things as favorites that you visit often because they will always reside on your recent tools. So again, we're on our recent tools panel, which displays our top 10 recent tools. A few ways to navigate back to the Teaching Center is either from your navigation panel where you have recent tools or favorites, or if you have classroom navigation enabled, you can click on the house icon next to your course to navigate back to the Teaching Center. In the Teaching Center, or in your left panel, you can also click on the hamburger to hide the left panel to give you more space to work in. Clicking back on the hamburger displays the left panel again. Like we mentioned, the very first tab is your main menu. Under your main menu, selecting Instruction will display all tools accessible to teachers, such as rosters and grading. All grading tools that are available for teachers are going to be under Instruction. Under Student Information, you will see your student information tools, such as grades, schedule, and more. If we select grades and we do not have a student selected, we will get prompted to select a student. If we have a student selected, it will show us student information for that student that is selected. Let's navigate to a different student by clicking on the search button. On the search panel with students selected, you can click on the search button, then to display all students you have access to, and move from student to student in your search panel. If you have the student number, you can also enter it in the search area. We'll enter in a student's student number and click search, and that student displays. Now we will select Victor. Next, we will select another student by searching last name, first name. We'll search for Kate Amar. In this case, we will just type in AM, KA, and hit search, and Kate displays. Once a student is selected and you are in a particular module, all other tabs related to that module display on the right. So we can scroll down and click from grades to schedule. Clicking on related tools hides or collapses the related tools menu. Additionally, you can navigate backwards using the breadcrumbs in the top right corner to go back to general and then back to student information to view all student information tabs. If you're unsure where to locate something, you can switch your student search to a tool search and search for that item. For example, this time we'll type in contact to search for a contact log. All of the contact logs we have access to display. Here, we'll select the PLP contact log and perhaps mark it as a favorite. Now that we've marked it as a favorite, we will bounce back to our hamburger to view all three tabs and go to our favorites panel. We will see the two items marked as a favorite. Back in the Teaching Center, another way to navigate back to the Teaching Center is by clicking on the Infinite Campus logo. Once the Teaching Center returns, you'll see that you have Enable Classroom Navigation option. If Enable Classroom Navigation is on, you'll see that your classes are hyperlinked and you can quickly jump to them by clicking on the hyperlinked class, which also allows you the options to view full screen and view as student. However, it doesn't allow you to mark any of the items from within your instruction area as a favorite. We'll navigate back to the Teaching Center, turn off classroom navigation, and then we'll navigate to our main menu and go to Instruction, and then go to Gradebook. And we'll now see the option to mark items as favorites display. So we'll mark Gradebook as a favorite. We'll mark Roster as a favorite, and any other item we want marked as a favorite. We can easily turn the Enable Classroom Navigation option back on by returning back to the Teaching Center in whatever way we'd like and clicking Enable Classroom Navigation. Whenever new tools become available by Infinite Campus, you'll see a box that pops up at the beginning of your login when you access the Teaching Center that will tell you about that new tool, such as the new questions functionality displayed here. It'll give you a brief overview of that tool, and then an option to do not show me this again. Once you've reviewed that tool and understand how it works and have no further questions, you can select Don't Show Me This Again, and then click Close, and search for tutorials on that tool later.
Thank you. This video has concluded. Please visit the Digital Learning channel for additional videos at jcps.me/digitallearning, or visit the Technical Learning Center for resources and videos at jcps.me/tlc.